And I don't want to leave without talking to you about some of your charity work, because that's one of the first things you did was start a charity.
Right. Well,
So,
did you still go to Findlay?
I used to.
You
No,
used to.
no longer.
Well, you went to Findlay when
did.
I was there.
I know.
And I used to see you walk down the halls
I was
when
in
I
much
was.
better shape back
You were.
then.
I remember you. No, you're fine now too. And you used to come in to go to the gym.
Yep,
When I worked at Findlay, I helped run the summer camp there. And actually, one of my former counselors just found out that she's one of the directors this year, and it makes me feel even older. When I ran that, we had kids who had disabilities who weren't able to come, and so coming right off of the show and being so not far removed from that at all, it kind of made me think, you know what, if I get a chance to do something, I want to make sure that I want that kid to go to camp. So we started, myself and the lady who I worked with in Charlotte, started the National Inclusion Project. Formerly the Clay Aiken Foundation,
Right.
but no one could spell that, so or say it. So we changed it to the National Inclusion Project, and we've done really well. We've just started a capital campaign for the first time, like a really a professionally led capital campaign to try to make sure that we get into all 50 states at some point in the near future, and to fund camps. We've been really lucky. We're in 38 states now and we're getting kids with disabilities to go to summer camps that normally they wouldn't be able to go to because they don't have the training.
8 years.
Yeah,
You've been able to do that.
Well, I don't say me. I mean, there are people who work a lot harder at it than I do. I mean, I talk about it as much as I can, but there are a lot of people who put a lot of work into it. But we have had that success, and between that and UNICEF, I've been fortunate, I think, to be able to kind of talk about some things that have been important to me. And I really hope that anyone, Scotty too, if he's listening, that's something that I'm sure that there's something he's passionate about, that you really kind of have a responsibility. I mean, if you're a singer, you don't really work for anybody. I mean, everybody has a boss to some extent when they go to work. You have somebody who tells you what assignments they want you to do and whatnot. And when you're a singer, and even if you're in the movies or on Broadway or on TV, you have a producer who you work for, or a network or a studio you work for. When you're a singer, you don't really work for anyone. You get hired, someone pays you to sing, but you're your own boss for the most part. And so I believe that anybody who's in that position, if you're in that spot, you work for the people who buy your albums more than anything else. And so hopefully when he wins this thing, he will remember that, and I'm sure he will. He will remember that he kind of has a responsibility to the people who voted for him. And even if he's not directly doing something for them, he can do something for people who need that. And I think that's a responsibility. I think Oprah's been, I mean, I'm talking about Oprah here. People, she's a great example. There are plenty of them who understand that. You get this microphone. Not many people have a TV crew coming to their house to talk to them. And if you do have that microphone and that platform, you really kind of need to use it to do what you want to do, of course, but you got to use it to give back to.
Did you feel like a lot of people came at you with requests and just bombarded you with, hey, do this or give money to this?
I mean, for me, it's very humbling to know that that's part me, and that you're responsible for something. And I think in my life, because of my job, didn't have responsibility for too much. I mean, and having such responsibility for the life of another being. This isn't a pet, and being able to kind of, I mean, I feel like my mother did a good job with me. Others might disagree. Others might think she did a good job and I just turned out bad. But having that opportunity to kind of impart things to someone and help be a part of their entire life. I mean, it's very humbling, and I don't know. It's the most humbling part of being a father. But when I look back on it in 20 years, I believe it will probably be the thing that I appreciate the most. And unconditional love doesn't hurt, right? So.
And now you're going to be able to spend more time.
Right. Now I'm going to take a little bit of time off. He's getting a little bit older, and you realize when a child is one, and younger, and even 1.5, it's hard to be away, and there are things that you miss, but now I do miss out a little bit because he lives kind of in two places, but when I have the opportunity to be with him, I want to make sure I have as much I don't want to forget some of these funny things he says, so.